Hey everybody. I want to let you guys know that I have made a significant discovery. This is a discovery in the field of consciousness. It is what I have studied for many years using high doses of psychedelics. My training originated in Brazil, where I lived for a long time, and I studied under indigenous shamans. I did many maestro dietas with ayahuasca, as well as many other plants. The primary medicine that I used was Amanita muscaria, and the reason that I used this was because it opens up very, very deep channels that can show you things which you cannot learn in any other way. It is, I believe it to be one of the hardest psychedelics to master. It is very complicated to master it, but in doing so, you get an understanding of reality that is fundamentally different than other people have. And this is spoken of in many books on Amanita muscaria. Ancient peoples knew this. Okay, this is described in many anthropological works on the studies of how people looked at and understood Amanita muscaria in ancient times. Ancient peoples understood that Amanita muscaria could show you what happens after you die. It can show you that we are actually eternal beings, which means that when you die, your energy goes somewhere else and continues existing. That means that your death is not the end of existence. So, if your death is not the end of your existence, if you continue existing after you die, what should you do during your life? After discovering that death is not the end of existence, I tirelessly worked for years on trying to figure out, okay, well, if that's not gonna be the outcome that I thought, then what do we do? How are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to manage our lives? What are we supposed to do with our lives? This eventually led me on a quest to study the deep subconscious mind, in which it became clear that there are layers of perception. And depending on what is in your subconscious mind determines what layer is there. So by healing from your past, by healing from things that are reactive behaviors, not intentional behaviors, by stopping these things over time, you get more control over what your experience is in life, which means you have more creative power. You can create more things in the world. And not just in this lifetime, by the way. So the primary, most important level of your subconscious is, what do you believe about life? If you believe that life is bad, that is your making, you must live with the consequences of that. And they're not good. How bad do you believe life is up to you as well. How negative, you just insert your feeling. And you could just see it a different way and insert a positive feeling, and it would just be totally different. Because what you think about your existence, what you think about your experience of life, is 100% up to you. God will not intervene. Nobody will intervene, actually, to stop you from believing that, whatever it is you believe about life. That's totally your choice. The power to create comes from our power to perceive, which is given to us by our consciousness. All beings that are sentient have consciousness. This means that all of us are linked through our consciousness. Okay? All of us. All the people, all the plants, the whole planet. We're all linked together. This is what is meant by God. God is not a being somewhere. It's not a person. It's not somebody deciding things for you. It's just a rudimentary system that has been put in place and is eternal and infinite and can do anything. Because we can do anything with our perception, with our consciousness, with our mind. We really can do anything. And it is then, because we can make it in our mind, we can also make it in the world, in time. And so, at the most fundamental level of your existence is the source of existence, which is consciousness. And then just above that, there's one layer of you, which is your deepest subconscious level. And it is just that deepest level is determined by how you feel about life. The best tool for having a good life is faith. Faith is the sword of truth. This world is messed up. It needs a lot of changing. And the only way that those changes could happen would be through people changing their own minds, changing their own consciousness. So when you investigate faith, you don't have to believe in some God somewhere. You don't have to believe in Jesus. All it means is that you believe that life is good. You believe that life is ordered in a way that you do not understand. You don't understand it. Okay. You know that you don't know everything. What's wrong with that? That's not something to be scared of, is it? Because if you're scared of things you don't know, that's just pessimism. You're just expecting something bad. So you could just as easily just insert faith there instead of pessimism. And this actually increases your chances of having a good outcome because in your mind you see it as positive in some way. And I'm telling you, as a person who has been through a lot to learn this, it works. Faith is everything. Faith is foundational. I believe faith is a human need. I believe that without faith, a society cannot grow. Again, it doesn't truly matter what the faith is in. The people just have to believe within themselves that somehow everything is ordered. We don't know. It just is. I mean, how did this planet get here? It was stardust a long time ago. How did it end up with life on it if things are not ordered? How are there humans running around? This is not entropy. This is not breaking down. If it started as stardust and it ends with this, it's obviously moving to higher order. The system itself is moving to higher order. So how can we say that we know what is best? We don't know. We haven't been here long enough. The system of physical evolution knows a lot better than we do. Why don't we just trust that? Instead of and then we just try to enjoy our lives, because what else is there to do with your experience except enjoy it and be happy? Take some of this into consideration. It may be a lot for some people. I remarked that this is a significant discovery in consciousness because it is. Because I'm going to start using this ability to do things that have never been done before. I'm going to show the world that this is real.